So one of the things that I think about as I am producing content for my blogs and for my niche websites is, am I contributing to the AI slop? Now, there's been some discussion in entertainment, news, and just around YouTube that I've been seeing about this concept of AI slop. And in particular with social media platforms and in particular Pinterest, people are on TikTok saying that they are scrolling through Pinterest and all they're seeing are AI images and stuff. And there's more. YouTube has said that for their July update, they're going to focus on repetitive and mass-produced content, which when you think about AI, that's sort of what you think about. Mass-produced AI content that is repetitive. It's the same topic on different channels over and over and over again. And then Pinterest has also made it known that they are trying to label images as AI. And so if you click on an image, it will say it's produced or modified or whatever the term is, AI image. It's up to you if you want to engage with that more or not. And Pinterest is also hearing what people are saying in, I don't know, in Facebook groups and wherever, that, you know, they want a choice. So they're working, I guess, to have sort of this choice where you right click and it says no more of this type of content or no more AI. I'm not sure if it says AI, but it'll say something like that where you can opt out. And so your feed will be more representative of real images. Most likely they're going to be stock images that you get from a stock site kind of thing, right? So there's that. And, you know, I have an ebook that I sell on how to use AI, and businesses hire me and they say it's okay to use AI. I even have AI companies hiring me and to use their tool for the content. Like, it's very immersed in that. And so in the business world online, they realize that AI is here to stay. And so they are embracing it and they're allowing their writers to use it. And they're ensuring that the content that they get is generally human form, like it's read in a way that is humanizing. All right. And I've learned how to do that. That's why I created the book for you guys, for the bloggers out there, on how to use AI appropriately so that you don't run into this AI slopness, this slop of gross AI content, AI blog posts, very generated AI images that you can tell for the most part. And there's just so much AI now that, you know, like I said, everyone is using it. Even teens are using it now. You hear adults and more using it as a companion, as sort of like a therapist. Like, it's people are on ChatGPT for hours all day. And so it is in our lives. Now, I have to ask myself, am I contributing to that slop? I'm going to tell you that I don't think so. I might be towing the line on some form, but I don't mass produce content. I think in several videos, I tried to tell you that I have no content schedule. So I'm lucky if I can publish a post once a week on all my sites. So I'm not mass producing anything. So that's a big plus, especially if you want to get monetized with Mediavine, with Ezoic and stuff, that you have a cadence that's normal for people to write content. Even on my Twins Mommy blog, which is written by me, I mean, you can see March, June, July. I was able to quickly write this. I think this was a video, so I just repurposed that from a video, and then the next day I wrote this. So I had a time right before school let out that I whipped those blog posts because I knew that when summer hit, I wouldn't have time to really sit down and write. And it was true. I didn't write for another month. All right. So in that capacity, I don't feel like I am contributing to this AI slop. I do admit, and I have in previous videos and in some of the courses, that when I talk about blogging and a blog strategy, I do use some aspects of AI images. I also have subscription to Deposit Photos and to Pixie Stocks. On my other site here, I use images from Pixie Stock. I like her business type of images, so I use those images. And every month I download the images that I like of the women on their laptop as freelancers, in my opinion. Those are the ones that I use specifically for this blog, because again, this is my name. So I'm writing this stuff and I want an image that is professional, business-like, to be as the feature image or the pin image that I create. And so it's important for me to support Pixie Stock. I supported her for many years, even before COVID, before AI, all of that. And I continue to, because I like the quality of images that she provides for me. And so I use it mostly for my Alma Kane blog. I will use it occasionally for the Twins Mommy blog, but I mostly use deposit photos or I generate a photo. So for example, this Pinterest strategy, I talk about myself here. But in the season of life, I'm finding that I'm spending long hours at the ski lodge so my son can ski. So because of this is the thought that I had in the back of my mind. I wanted an image to represent this, and I couldn't find that in deposit photos. It wasn't giving me a woman in a ski lodge doing some business stuff. It was a ski lodge and then a woman drinking hot chocolate or something. It just wasn't coming to fruition. So I did generate an image of a woman on her phone, on Pinterest particularly, in a sort of ski lodge look. If you look closely, the windows are of the ski hills. So this represented what I was doing at that phase of my life for my Pinterest strategy. When I create these images, I mean, it's not images for 1,000 blog posts of whatever I take. And I'm just going to, I'm going to take this one. No, I make sure, is this representative of what I'm talking about? Does the phone look realistic? Does her hands look realistic? Does her face look realistic? Does the venue behind her look realistic? I take my time to figure that out. Now, I do realize that I do have access to some tools. And so because of that, I can generate multiple copies based on that. I realize that. So for other bloggers that may not have that option in the tier that they're subscribed to for some of these image tools, I do share those image tools in Pin and Win to show you the options and what you can do. I realize that, but because I have that option, I guess I can slow down my process and make sure that it's representative of that. I also did one here for this image in particular. This was a bit harder because I wanted to show a boy and a girl that were sort of pre-teens playing baseball, because that's exactly what my twins were doing when I was writing that blog post. And so I wanted to demonstrate a mom working at home with their twins playing baseball in the background. The best representation I can get were two girls with baseball mitts trying to throw the ball that's somewhere around there. I don't know. So that was a little bit harder, but like I said, I wanted that picture because I wanted to show exactly what was happening. I probably mention, and if I mention anything like right now, my twins love to play baseball in the backyard after dinner or right before their baseball game. And so that gives me a bit of time. Like if I tell a story about that, then I want to include that in the feature image. And as I've alluded in a prior video about tasks, AI tasks that I use for blogging, I do rely a bit on AI to help me with some of the content here. All right. So I might have it help me write the introduction to this part of a subtopic and help me describe some of the things I'm talking about. But all in all, I write my introductions myself. I write the conclusion myself. I infuse any storytelling of what I'm doing at that moment that could fit into the content because I know how to use AI the right way. I use AI for the YouTube video ideas and maybe even titles. I summarize things that I give it. Summarize this introduction that's too long. Summarize it for me. Turn this into a bullet list. I do that a lot. If it's too much, I'm like, well, then turn this into a bullet list, especially for my client pieces. I use it for my Pinterest descriptions, for my board description that I share in that book, The Clever AI Tips for Bloggers. I updated that for what I'm showing you, what I use, my prompt for those descriptions and board descriptions. In the past, I had a tool to turn my YouTube video into shorts. I don't do that anymore because I don't do shorts as much. I had it come up with content ideas. I had it give me a list of subject matter experts to find on LinkedIn. I do this a lot for my work behind the scenes. So it acts as an assistant for me. And that's how you should approach AI, as an assistant and not as something to take over what you do. I don't like writing blog posts. I'm just going to give it to AI and have the blog post written for me. You don't have to have a blog. There are lots of mom influencers on YouTube that just have a stand store and a YouTube channel and a TikTok, and that's it. That's all they do. And then the biggest thing that I think I don't contribute to the AI slop here is that I know when not to use AI. This is my brand, so I don't use AI. I definitely don't use AI when I'm talking about these things in this blog that is my name. These are my ideas or a YouTube video that I transcribed kind of thing. But this is true. In 2023, I raised my rates. And so now I'm going to talk about how you can make money as a writer. These are things that I want to share, and they're from my own writing. This is my process. This is what I wrote. All of this is what I wrote. I grabbed the screenshots. I did all of this stuff. All right. So it's important to know when to use it, when not. I don't use it for that. I don't use it for my products. The ebooks that you get from me are generated by me. The courses that you get are my voice, my script, my tutorials, my thinking about the process of writing blog posts or whatever you bought the course for freelance writing or for getting clients. Those are from me. I also don't write the emails that I send to my Twins Mommy audience and to my Elna Kane audience. I write those emails. I pre-write them. I might have AI summarize some aspects. If it's like a blog post, I'm like, well, summarize this into 3 important topics. Gives me the topics. I might pick one for a newsletter and pick the other 2 for another newsletter. I use AI in that capacity where it might help me figure out what to write for the email based on the content that I give it. I also don't use AI for social media posting. So on LinkedIn, I've been just writing posts here and there. And so something like this, I wrote on my own. I did this all on my own. Okay. So I take the time to write stuff that is me and I share it because the social profiles are me. So this is the stuff that I write. Now, there are lots of marketers out there that abuse this and they just use AI to write their stories or whatever. And you can tell though, especially, on LinkedIn, a lot of writers are talking about this concept. So they know when it's not authentic. I agree. I don't want to read from a thought leader that it's all AI. I want the real thing from them. And if they can't, update their social profiles, then don't. Just wait until you can update it. And even though some of these images might be AI generated, this one might be AI generated, but I don't know. These ones that are just like words are definitely AI. But I'm not going to engage with those. I'm going to move on, and maybe click on something like this and save this. This is business ideas. So for kids. So I can do something about jobs for kids and save that. I don't have to really click on it, but I know that I'm pretty sure this is a stock image. And so I'm okay with that. Something like this, you can tell that it looks fake. It looks fake. Look at the images here. It has a different quality. Now I might have a post about gift ideas and I may have used some images to get, what I want, but I work really hard to make it look real, to make it look like it's a real thing. But even if I am having AI in here, it's not overtaking. I can still get great ideas just from this. Like, this is nice. I don't know if do I have a crochet? I do have a crochet. See, so I have a crochet. This is perfect. So I can just toot around here and find things that I can use or save on my profile. Here's sewing. I have sewing. So that's perfect. This is nice. If it's AI generated, they did a really good job. And so I engaged with that and I'm happy with this one. Do you understand? So if I do engage with an AI photo, then it must have been a really good photo. But for ones where I think, this might not be authentic, if I like it and it really fits my content, then I'll save it to a board. Otherwise, I will skim past the ones that are obviously AI. And you can see most of these are not AI. Now, if you go to my other profile, home decor and stuff like that, you're going to see more AI. And so for me, I don't hang around on the home feed very often on this profile because of that. So I really don't. And so if I really want to train Pinterest to give me non-AI stuff, I'm going to really work hard at just saving the ones that look like a stock photo for me or something like that. So cleaning hacks. This is AI. You can tell this is a generated image. This one, not so much. That's a small, bedroom. I meant bathroom. So if I go back and resave this to bathroom. All right, but you see, I'll go and make sure this, if this is an AI image in the background, they did a good job. So I like it. And so I'm going to save it for laundry hacks. Okay. Versus this garden edging ideas, I may not save it because I'm like, it's not resonating with me. Something's there that I don't see and I don't like that. All right. So this is how I can train my profile. Now, if you end up I have a lot of AI. Now that I see I have a lot of AI, you must have engaged with the AI before and you must have clicked on a lot of AI that you thought were real and there obviously weren't. That could happen. A lot of these images I can click and be like, I think these are real images. They look good. If they're AI, they did a good job like I do, then I'm going to engage with that. So I'll get more of the better AI images, and I'm fine with that too. So for me, I feel like I'm not contributing to the AI slop because I'm not mass producing the content. I don't have a rigid content schedule. I am also not pinning an enormous amount of pins every day. I feel like I'm not. It's doable, and it has helped me grow my blogs. And I use a mix of paid stock photos. I use a mix of creators who have paid stock photos, and a mix of AI images. So if you can incorporate all of those and rely on AI as a sort of a side assistant, then you would not contribute to the AI slop. And you might have different views. You might think like, wow, you are contributing to the AI slop. It's all over Pinterest. You might feel that way. I mean, so I don't know. Post your discussion below and we can talk about this. I try to do this as ethically as I can, representative of what I'm talking about, that it shows exactly what I want to share, and that it's stylistically cohesive in my brand. That's what I use the AI either as an assistant to help me with all of that. So if you have any ideas against that, or you want to contribute your thoughts, post them down below. And make sure to watch my video on the blogging hacks that I use with AI to get you an idea of how I really incorporate it into my blog strategy. All right, I'll see you in that video. Bye.